going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies looking all right. However, today is the last Friday of the month, and we know that we have a lot of options looking to expire. We do have some analysts out there that are quite worried about that. In fact, if we have a look over here, we are looking at a triple death threat. Fractal repeating potentially for Bitcoin, sending us all the way down below $11,000. So should you be bearish? Should you be freaking out? Well, maybe not exactly just yet. You can see, having a look over here, obviously we have a lot of green in the Bitcoin charts. Now, we did have a massive pump right here. Bitcoin tried to break above 11,600, got instantly rejected. What was that all about? Well, if you guys don't know what's been going on right now with Jerome Powell, essentially you have the Federal Reserve announcing a major shift, saying that they're going to basically allow inflation to run absolutely rampant, hotter than usual. You can see they refer to this as a robust updating of the Fed policy. The central bank formally agreed to a policy of average inflation targeting. That means it's going to allow inflation to run moderately above the Fed's 2% goal for some time, following periods when it has run below that objective. So the question is, shouldn't we have seen Bitcoin continue a massive break to the upside? Well, you can see right here, we have had a nice bounce already. It does look like we're going to try to reclaim some of those levels, but we do have a big day today. Lots of things to talk about. We also have massive news from Fidelity. I want to talk about this article. Fidelity is a 1,000-pound Bitcoin gorilla in the making. What does this mean? Well, they just recently talked about a massive trust geared towards high net worth institutional individuals, and my goodness, is competition about to get crazy. So I do want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about Polkadot, guys, today, because we have been talking about Polkadot for quite some time, and the question is Polkadot finally gonna really give Ethereum a run for its money? Because we're seeing that there is a lot of interest in DeFi, especially in Polkadot, and now we have major VCs and big-time investors looking into the Polkadot ecosystem. So that's what I want to talk about today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, definitely consider it. We make videos every single day, even on days we take off. Had a video yesterday. Everyone's like, where's the updates? Well, guys, I'm back. So sit down, get relaxed, and let's dive directly into the chart. So, having a look right here, unbelievable, guys. Bitcoin is once again sitting exactly at the weekly resistance level. We just keep, every time we fall below it, we just keep moving back above it again. You can see this was the resistance that we put right back here in July of 2019, and also we tried to breach it again in August of last year, and boom, right there we have that level. And currently, if I zoom in right here, you will see that we are trying to break above that level again. This is insane. Bitcoin is absolutely relentless. Now, the bears are trying to hold us down. If I zoom in right here, I'll actually show you guys that, we are having some extreme resistance. Look, we've broken below it. We tried to break above it once, twice. This is the third day in a row now that we're trying to break this key resistance. And the fact that we haven't had a massive dump, even on the crazy pump and dump news of, what Powell said, this is signaling to a lot of people that potentially we do have the bulls in control. Now, I want to talk about what Philip said. He's a popular analyst. You can check him out on Twitter. I do like the things he talks about. And he says he doesn't care about the volatility. He is remaining long on Bitcoin. And this is what he had to say. Now, check out. He gives actually 6 examples. He says, in context of the weekly chart, $11,000 does seem to be holding support, but a close above the key level of around 11,500 would be an immediate objective to remain relatively comfortable in the overall bullish reaccumulation idea. Now, guys, I do believe that we are in a bull market, so have fun trying to short it as much as you can. There is much more excitement and much more, demand for Bitcoin right now than a reason to be selling it. So basically, he says, I remained long yesterday for a few main reasons. And he goes into negative futures premium, no lower low close, sheer panic, right? All over the crypto space. Everybody's calling for 9K. So if everyone's bearish and everyone's shorting, Usually that doesn't work, right? No break of overall support, and because the price action on gold and silver, which has been heavily correlated to Bitcoin tick for tick, did reverse ahead of Bitcoin, that is, basically a reason that he does see a potential monthly pivot around 12,925 or 13,870, which is basically almost what we were calling for yesterday. Now you can see this is exciting times as I'm making this video live. Honestly, the fact that we're sitting right on this line as I'm making the video means that we could have some crazy different price action by the time you're watching this video. But if we could break to the upside, I do believe that we will try to reclaim around that $12,000 level. If we do break to the downside, we're going to be looking at that $10,500 region again to have the previous resistance turn support. Now, having a look right here, even at the Bitcoin CME futures, even though there is a bit of a premium, we're already at 11,650. Zooming in right here, you will notice, look, once again, we are being held down by that very critical level right here. Now, you got to admit, it does kind of look like we've almost put in another double bottom, right? Potentially. So we will keep our eyes on that. Usually Bitcoin does have a tendency to break out to the upside from double bottoms, but let's just play devil's advocate for a second. And having a look over here, we have Trading Guru. He basically says that there looks to be a triple repeat fractal on the Bitcoin horizon. Now, if we actually play this out and see where we are right now, you actually see that we came down and now we're coming back up as opposed to doing the curve to the upside. So has this fractal already been invalidated, or do you think that the CME traditional institutional guys that have been shorting it, now I showed you how that could have been potentially manipulation, right? They may have just been playing the markets to try to make some money on the way down before accumulating more Bitcoin, but maybe we are bearish and we should be going down. Let me know what you think. I'm not personally bearish until we really start breaking down below the key level. And I personally still think on the macro, as long as we could stay above that $10,500 level, I really can't get bearish on Bitcoin. I mean, short term, yeah, we might have some, hiccups in the road, but I want to talk about, what Raoul Pal basically said. Now, he had a little bit of a tweet storm over here, and I want to read this to you because I really appreciate his analysis. And he goes in to basically explain, look, I know Bitcoin and gold are selling off right now. Actually, right now, they're not. Actually, right now, gold is actually pushing up right now. So maybe Bitcoin will follow. But this came out 13 hours ago. He says, it tells you that they have no desire to raise rates. He's referring to Powell, and a skewed desire to print more. That plays to the inherent upside skew in both assets. I think they both rise over time in inflation or deflation, referring to gold and Bitcoin. He says most people don't understand that the latter, but is simply put, Powell has shown that there is zero tolerance for deflation, so they will do anything to stop it. And that is good for the two hardest assets, gold and Bitcoin. Powell wants inflation. I don't think he gets true demand push inflation, but he will get fiat devaluation in conjunction with the other central banks all on the same mission. Overall, I think Bitcoin outperforms gold. Gold can go up 2x or 3x or even 5x, while Bitcoin can go up 50x or even 100x. And we just saw the Winklevoss twin the other day, I forget if it was Cameron or which one, he was talking about a $500,000 Bitcoin. And when you look at the market cap of gold and you consider the fact that we're moving into a digital space, do I really have to go into why Bitcoin is better than gold again? In my personal opinion, obviously, talking about portability, obviously you can verify it, right? Look at all the fraud that we've had recently in the gold markets. But right here, you could see that gold is about to retest this really critical level right here, which was right basically, it was around the $1,980 level. And if gold can kind of break back above that level again, you might just see Bitcoin follow. Now, let's talk about why other people are bearish. Now, we know that there has been time and time again on the last Friday of the month, we get the expirations, right? Deribit Exchange over here, they talk about 50.9 1,000 Bitcoin and 291 Ethereum in open interest on our monthly options. Max Pain Red shows where options have had the lowest intrinsic value at the lowest point. Option buyers stand to lose the most. Max Pain chart for Bitcoin options expiring today below. And yeah, we have seen in the past massive sell-offs on the last Friday, or usually actually leading up to Friday of the month. Now, was that little fake out sell-off what we had yesterday? Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the sell-off. Maybe we're not going to get anything this weekend. But also keep in mind that if we do have crazy volatility on the last Friday of the month, we also have CME futures closing. My goodness, this weekend and Monday could be freaking insane for Bitcoin. We could see Bitcoin, bouncing all over the place, maybe even breaking out to that $13,000 level that we talked about. But let me explain to you right now why you need to pay attention. You really should not be long-term or mid-term bearish. If you want to try to short Bitcoin now, go ahead. But I'm telling you, the big money is coming. A lot of it is already in Bitcoin right now. But you could see yesterday, Fidelity filed paperwork with the SEC to create a new fund dedicated entirely to Bitcoin, which will require a minimum investment, are you guys ready for this, of $100,000. These guys are not messing around. They're not talking about retail traders right here. Tyrone Ross, CEO of OnRamp Invest, said that Fidelity's minimum investment size of $100,000 shows that they have no immediate plans to expand to retail offerings, and they are not playing around. They want to focus on higher institutional side of business, and there is demand. They're looking to compete directly with Grayscale. Also, keep in mind, Fidelity is known to carry their brand legacy that other investment managers and custodians simply can't match. They basically say that, Fidelity's coming on board. They're serious. They have a big name out there. They don't want their name to get tarnished. And they're coming for guys like Grayscale. And there is a big appetite for a piece of this crypto pie. And let me tell you, the more that you get these guys like Fidelity moving in, Paul Tudor Jones, allocating 2% of his capital, you get guys like MicroStrategy, basically buying $250 million worth of Bitcoin as their essentially reserves as opposed to, holding cash or fiat. This is crazy, guys. The time is changing. So, you can either get on the bandwagon or, I don't know if you're still sitting on the sideline. I don't know what you're waiting for, but let's talk about Polkadot. Let's talk about DeFi, guys. Polkadot, in my opinion, has been one of the most exciting projects for me personally. And here's another thing. Look at this. So Akala, which is a decentralized finance project building on top of Polkadot, they have raised $7 million in a Series A through what's known as a simple agreement for future tokens, or a SAFT, right? So their sale was led by Pantera Capital, okay? You might be familiar with these guys. They were the ones that were super interested back in projects like Icon before they did 100Xs right back in the day, with participation from other investors, including Digital Currency Group. Hello, guys. The Digital Currency Group is massive. Barry Silver, One Confirmation, Arrington XRP Capital, Polychain Capital. You have Autonomy and CMS Holdings. Now, this is crazy because it's really one of the first big series that have been raised as far as a DeFi on Polkadot is concerned. A lot of these guys, they just stick with things on Ethereum. They consider these other projects to just be flashes in the pan. So what is Akala doing? Well, basically, they're going to be building DeFi products. Now, keep in mind, this is for Polkadot, including a decentralized stablecoin called AUSD, a decentralized exchange, and staking services. They also have a governance token, ACA. Their model can be likened to that of MakerDAO. So we're looking at a MakerDAO now on Polkadot. And they basically say, according to the partner at Pantera Capital, he says, we have been early and large investors in Polkadot, and we are confident that Akala will become the DeFi hub for the entire ecosystem. And also, you have partners at Parify Capital saying that we envision a constellation of DeFi ecosystems spanning multiple chains and believe that this would be a win-win for the broader crypto industry. This is our first DeFi investment in Polkadot and one of our first outside of Ethereum. We are encouraged by the pace of development and innovation that we have seen, and we are excited to join the team on their journey. Now, listen, guys, there's been a lot of hype around Polkadot. Now, I'm not telling you to go and buy. I definitely have a bag of Polkadot, guys. It is one of my bigger long-term bets. I'm not looking to sell this. In fact, if we see some of these lower Polkadot prices, like if we dip back below 5 or something, I don't even know if it will. If it does, I'm definitely going to scoop some up for sure. But, now we're talking about interoperability, and we have an early critique of the blockchain sector, basically talking about, what is the problem with the fact that we can't talk to other blockchains? Interoperability is terrible between these blockchains. Yeah, great. Okay, we have this chain over here, that chain over here, this chain over there, but none of them can communicate, and there's absolutely no way to get the messages across. Well, this is essentially what we are solving not only with Polkadot and their parachains, etc., but now we have Snowfork, a group of developers that are basically designing something for Polkadot to achieve a new level of interoperability between blockchains, and they think that this could essentially tackle the issue by creating a trustless general purpose bridge between Polkadot and Ethereum. So in terms of how they intend to do it, Snowfork says that they plan to create a product that creates a trustless atmosphere where users only have to rely on science, an all-encompassing product that would include other kinds of assets like non-fungible tokens, NFTs, right? We use this a lot for, gaming on the blockchain, collectibles, loan contracts, options and futures contracts, derivatives, agnostic asset transfers across chains, etc. And here is the kicker. Phase 1 of Snowfork's 3-step plan is ongoing and expected to be ready. You guys ready? Mid-September of this year. So we literally only have to wait a few weeks. What do you guys think about that? Now I know in the crypto space, everybody wants everything yesterday. Can you wait 2 to 3 weeks? Oh, I certainly can for this. So that is huge news, guys. You guys know I'm excited about Polkadot. I'll calm down a little bit, but yeah, sometimes a project just comes along and you're just like, okay, this is it. Finally, we've had thousands of shitcoins. We finally have one that, looks promising. And like I said, I think a lot of the Polkadot ecosystem tokens are going to do really well. So, I haven't really been talking about altcoins recently, but when I find them, I'll let you guys know. I don't want to just talk about them every day, but definitely going to be looking into Polkadot. Another project that I've been looking at for quite some time that actually has had a lot of excitement around it as well is Oasis Labs, and they've actually recently teamed up with Binance. So you can see that it says Binance has teamed up with privacy-centric blockchain cloud computing developers Oasis Labs to fight fraud in the crypto sector. Now, this actually ties into a bit of a story I'm going to get into in just a second. And basically, Oasis Labs' confidential smart contracts will be utilized in building the decentralized crypto-safe platform, which is designed to share threat intelligence data among crypto exchanges. So this is basically trying to make the space more safe. Let's be honest, we all love DeFi, but not everybody's going to jump right into some decentralized finance, right? Most people, they lose their password and they have to call up their bank, right? Let's be honest about that. So the crypto safe platform will be powered by the Oasis Network blockchain. The platform will first facilitate private intelligence sharing before moving to offer real-time fraud analysis to fight cryptocurrency hack, theft, and laundering. And you also have, CZ, the CEO of Binance. He says a collective effort and forging closer ties amongst members will better ensure the security of the global cryptocurrency community and the broader ecosystem's integrity to achieve this common mission. At launch, the platform will enable exchanges to share intelligence concerning transactions processed on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, EOS, and I would assume they would be working on Polkadot as well. If not, don't get left behind, guys, right? And this sort of ties into an announcement that the SEC made. Now, for a while, they basically wouldn't let anybody invest in these ICOs, these STOs, because you had to be an accredited investor. Basically, in order to be an accredited investor, you had to have either $1 million in net worth, or you had to have an income of over $200,000 per year. Pretty high standards for most people. Well, it looks like now the definition will be based on, quote, professional certifications, designations, or credentials, or other credentials issued by an accredited educational institution. Now, while this might sound good on the surface, it's also a little bit confusing, right? What credentials? They haven't really been clear about this. So in one hand, people are like, awesome, I don't have to be a millionaire. But now it's like, wait, but do I have to get a certification? How do I get the certification? Who's offering it? So, you have Zcoin founder basically saying that the change is positive for the future of security tokens by offering a greater inclusion. It will allow more investors to pour in. It's great to see that regulators are adopting it. It allows for increased opportunity and access to investments. It'll also be better for smaller projects to get off the ground. Anthony Pompliano, though, he says they are finally incorporating knowledge and sophistication rather than net worth. This is a step in the right direction, but we need even greater access and broader rules. 99% of the population has been excluded from getting access to the best innovation the country has to offer. So the question now is whether the regulators will require accreditation for retail users. Are they just going to let you keep doing what you do now? I don't know. It's still kind of a blurry area. It's still kind of a gray area. So we do need to have more confirmation on that as well. And I wanted to end on some, more adoption news. Coinbase and Circle have unveiled new upgrades to the USDC stablecoin. Basically, with the update 2.0, it allows a third party to pay for the transaction fees, meaning that, the average person using this via a third party won't have to worry about gas fees. So there you guys go. It'll be more like just sending money now, where, if you want to send $1, you just send $1. You don't have to worry about sending $1 plus a little bit of gas for the fee, right? So this is just going to help bridge adoption, make things better for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And having a look right now, it does look like we are slowly inching our way back up to those levels. Will we be able to breach the $11,600 level? Is gold and Bitcoin going to break these key levels and have that, sort of blast off safe haven sort of move you would expect after something like what Powell said? Or are you totally bearish? It's Friday. Do you think that the end of the month we're going to just have a massive dump down to the $10,500 level? Maybe you'll know by the time you're watching this video. Depends on when you're watching. But that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. Join the free Telegram group. Links below in the description. Thank you again. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.